Focus Up Show every Saturday, 9 a.m.
Tap in or tap out. Top of the morning, y'all. Top of the morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Good morning.
Doing great.
Mr. L. Pooh, how was your week?
It was okay, man. I'm still above ground. I'm here. So here we are.
That's what's up. That's what's up, First Lady. How was your week? Good to have you back.
Thank you. It was good. I survived the week.
Good to hear.
Hope I was well with you, fellas.
Good to hear, Mr. Nice Guy. How was your week?
It's fine, just pushing through.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Me likewise as well. Today's November 5th, 2022. Appreciate y'all waking up this morning to tap into the Focus Up Show. Like always, appreciate if y'all continue to like, share, and subscribe to the show. We really appreciate that. And we missing a figure on the show. His name is Mr. Walt. He's not with us this morning, but he's handling some family business, doing the fatherly thing this morning. So shout outs to Mr. Walt.
And let me just jump in and say, I appreciate my brother taking the time to reflect on the fact that I busted him out on a few topics, and he's working it out, and he'll be back. He'll come back stronger next week, and I respect and admire that about him. So,
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, but we got some stuff in the news this morning. It just seems like we constantly revisiting this situation, man, every other month. My condolences to Takeoff. Rest in peace. Y'all know that situation, what occurred on that. It's a sad situation. It's just sad that us as Black folks, we cannot hang around each other and have a good time. It's just a sad situation that he had to lose his life over some dice game. Very unfortunate situation. On that. I'm kind of out of breath talking about these rappers losing their life because they're just kids. You know what I mean?
Excuse me, brother. Sorry for jumping in, but I want to speak a little bit on them, brother. Mr. Takeoff. I didn't listen to the Migos early in the game, but after his passing, I did my research, and truth be told, they got some good music, and he was a good rapper. He was some people considered him their favorite rapper, and instead of I'm glad that on our show we're not gonna reflect on the death and show different angles of where he got shot at and show videos of the body and things of that nature. Me personally, I just want to remember him as a good artist, a good lyricist, and a respectable man. Everybody that knew him, when you hear anybody that knew him or talk to him, they said he was a quiet, respectable, stayed out the way type of dude that everybody had respect for. So, that's all I want to speak on it about. Thank you, brother.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Like I said, I just want to get my 2 cents on it. Say it's an unfortunate situation. Why do we constantly gotta pull guns? What's wrong with your fist? You know what I mean? You scared you're gonna get tipped up? Why you gotta pull a weapon? We need to go back to fists. Go back to hand-to-hand combat, and show where your heart is. But at the same time, everybody want to pull a weapon, and I'm pretty sure when you wake up in that jail cell that next morning or whatever the case may be, you're reflecting on saying, dang, I really didn't have to do that. And I know it's a lot of people regretting pulling the trigger, but just like I said, just another sad situation, another sad Black man dying, and my condolences go out to his family.
Yeah. Condolences to the man. And it is sad that you got too many suckers out here that's shooters, and too many people that give too much respect to people that actually pull the trigger rather than put their hands up. And that's the problem. And it's too easy to get a gun these days, because back in the day, everybody didn't have a gun, so you had no choice but to use your hands. But now, since guns are so accessible, people don't even learn how to fight now. And they
Wow.
sure don't learn how to shoot. So it's just a sad situation all around. Rest in peace to the brother.
I would like to give my condolences to the family as well, and rest in peace to Takeoff. No disrespect or shade. Maybe one of you fellas can answer the question, because I've been baffled about why would someone such as himself, that's a millionaire, be in a dice game in a bowling alley at that time of morning.
Or from my understanding, he wasn't. I don't think he was in a dice game. He was just a spectator. And it was at a bowling alley, a party that was over already, and there were overflow people, still hanging around. But like you say, you're curious to why was he there in that type of environment. I was curious about that too. I couldn't even answer that for you.
I got to answer. The initial report was that he was in a dice game, but what had happened was, they say Quavo is a avid gambler or dice roller, and the party was a pretty much private event. It was all the people that was there were like, it was about 40 to 50 people that was all part of their entourages or they get together. That was personally invited, and it was just a private event. From the sound of it, it got out of hand to where he lost a lot of money. And then new reports are coming out saying it wasn't actually about the gang. They say the tension was brewing all day between the two parties. And you come through somebody's city or town and they showing you a good time and heads get heated or whatever. But he shouldn't have been there, the bottom line. Because I heard somebody say he could have went to Las Vegas and gambled all day and been safe. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is that it was just an unfortunate event. Brothers getting together, doing some Negro stuff, and Negros do Negro stuff gonna happen. So
Hey, rich people need to just figure out that, look, you can't do all the things that you used to. You can't interact like you used to. There's just a different lane that you got to operate in. And sitting there arguing with somebody after the fact out on the streets about whatever, it's just dangerous. As an adult, you know how this plays out. So you just need to walk away. So condolences to the family, but this is a teachable moment to understand that, look, don't engage a fool. Don't argue. Just hey, if they want to win by words, let them win.
Yeah, when your celebrity reaches a certain status, trust nobody and get yourself some good professional security.
Real talk. I mean, but the lifestyle that they live in, the lifestyle that a lot of the youngsters live in these days, security is considered as you being a quote unquote, buster, coward, scaredy cat, however you want to label it. So it's just a bad situation, man. Why is it that the safer we want to be, the scarier, or the scarier we look like we're scared? I think that's just a thing of, I don't know, the persona of being tough, the persona of hip hop, And like I say, it's just like I said, it's just unfortunate. Just unfortunate, man. We can move on.
Yes, sir.
We can move on. Our topic for today, starting off today, your child has been sexually assaulted. How do you handle it?
Violently.
Hey, same line. Let me. When I saw that there was the subject, I was like, man, I probably don't even want to participate in that because I only got one solution. And like the brother say, violently, I'm thinking murder. You know what I'm saying? There was somebody assault my children. I'm doing the time. If I get my hands on you, you're dying. That's all I could say, because I couldn't sit around and have a man assault my daughter or whatever and nothing happens to him if I get my hands on him. So, it's probably not the best way, not the solution. Call the authorities, call the police, go get him arrested. But personally, as a man, I feel the need to commit that word,
Yeah, I get that. Me personally, man, I think I'm gonna do my own little investigation work, and before I go talk to the authorities. I'm an investigator myself by trade. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna do my little research and my homework and see if I can find any type of little wiggle room that I can do my own work and kind of come to this conclusion of what I need to do with that individual or individuals without having to, go away for a long time. You know what I mean? But I really don't have that much faith in the police. I don't have that much faith in them. Yeah, judicial system. Me personally, yeah, I want to do my little homework on the situation, and I want to see if I can get some type of understanding on why they did what they did before the cops get to them. So, but yeah, I think me personally, I want to go hands on with that situation, and I want to get answers that the police might not want to get. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that would be a bad situation all the way around, and it will be best for the cops to get them before me and my people. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna stand on that one and leave that one alone before I get myself in any more trouble.
And they better keep you too, because if you get out,
oh no, he don't get touched up in there too. If I gotta catch little county time, you know what I mean? There's ways to get to an individual in there. You ain't gotta, there's ways to get up in there. So but like I said, I'm
quick.
pleading.
I want to hear the First Lady perspective, but also I want to say welcome back, First Lady. I know you was gone last week, so welcome back to the show. But as a woman, what's your perspective on this topic?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and incriminate myself on live TV right now, because male or female, because both will sexually assault your child. I'm taking matters into my own hand. If you're a male, you're getting sodomized, you're getting everything done to you before I turn you into the law. If you're a female, you're gonna get tortured as well before you get turned over to the law, if that happens. But yes, I always told myself, if I go to jail, it would be behind my children. So male, female, family member, who's ever listening, if you come for mine, yes, I'm coming for you directly. Right. But I also want to put an important statement out there for everyone that's listening. Please talk to your children. Please communicate with them about sexually assault. Make sure they don't lie on anyone, because sometimes our children may say some things and it may not be true. But as a parent, for someone to say sexually assaulted, you're going to automatically believe them. And women and men, if your children come to you, believe your child. If they say your boyfriend, your spouse or something, believe that child. That's the first thing. Your children trust you before they trust anybody. So
okay.
I just want to put that out there real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But I don't want to debate the topic, but when you say believe them, I mean, you have to, I think it would probably be best to say investigate. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, I agree with you. You're absolutely right on that. Yes, investigate. But there are a lot of situations where they brush it off. Yeah. They just brush it off. So, this, like you said, investigate. I did use the wrong word, but investigate, because sometimes it may not be the case. Sometimes it is. A lot of times, uncle is touching.
Oh, God.
Auntie is touching. So,
and boyfriends too.
Yeah, friends, and it's usually someone you know.
Yeah. Do anybody know of any signs of sexual assault as far as things to look for? Like for me personally, I know growing up, I didn't want to be around nobody's children. I'm like, I don't want to even be in the area where somebody can accuse me. So I don't want to watch nobody babies. I know my children were going to Little League. I didn't want to coach. I'm like, no interaction with children, because I don't want nobody lying on me saying I did something, And so as far as like, you look for it. Don't get comfortable trusting your children around people. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the best advice I could give.
And don't trust your kids around other kids. I mean, all kids need supervision. You know what I'm saying? And you talked about how you don't want to be around other people's kids like that. I always say that, look, it's not an issue about me not wanting to be accused. It's, look, let's take away the possibility altogether.
Real talk.
So, there's just a certain way to function that will decrease that. And as far as the signs, if your kid is got a real jubilant personality, all that, and all of a sudden that just goes away, I mean, something's the cause. So that's a big sign right there. But I mean,
Yeah,
that's messy, and that's why that hammer has to come down hard. But again, I'm never talking about going to jail for anything that I do. If I need to get you, I'm gonna get you, and maybe that wasn't me, but you're gonna get got. That's all I'm saying.
We had a guest leave a comment at the bottom. I think he said something to the effect that you may not be able to get to the perpetrator.
That's our co-host, Mr. Walk. That's Mr. Walk.
Oh, top of the morning. Yeah, I mean that is
hey.
true, but where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? And I've seen things done to where if you getting up into the system, you could get touched. You know what I mean? So I think from the street to the system, it's possibilities that you can get touched. If Jeffrey Dahmer got touched, then you can get touched.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
And there's another way that I'm not saying that I would be doing either, but they got loved ones on the outside that are quite touchable. So it depends how that plays out, theoretically speaking.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so serious. It's so serious that even if the perpetrator got caught and went to jail, and I didn't put my hands on him before then, I might want to go to jail just to get my hands on him.
Ooh, man, just like that.
Catch a little county time. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You can narrow it down where he at: Baker Road, Denver Road, Charlie Road. You know what I mean? Whatever road he on. But yeah, we gonna move on.
Before we move on, I would like to put out the National Sexual Assault Hotline. If you've been assaulted or you know somebody who's been sexually assaulted, call this national hotline for advice or information, or if anything, if you witness it, call 911, call the police on them. But if you got questions or more information about national sexual assault, call this hotline, 1-800-656-4673.
That's what's up.
Talk to somebody. Talk to your friends. Talk to your family. Somebody's gonna listen to you. It's very important. Put it out there, and let something be done about it. It's not your fault. It's their fault.
Right. I just wanted to speak on something that Mr. Nice Guy said, something about the friends. Yeah, kids be doing it too. It ain't always the adults, right? I work with kids, right? So I could see a kid smack another kid on the butt. That right there is enough to get somebody in trouble without that other kid's permission. You understand what I'm saying? These kids go a lot. They do a lot to play with each other. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it's my job to pay attention on how they're playing around with each other. You know what I mean?
Hey, you bring up an extra point. As parents, we gotta inform our children of what sexual assault is. Because I know growing up in high school, going to school, we thought it was funny to hit a girl on the butt. But that's sexual assault, truthfully. You know what I'm saying? So we got to let our children know. Don't be hitting no girl on the behind or touching them in a sexual way, because you could get in charge of sexual assault. Yeah. So as parents, we got to inform our children of that.
That's very important. Like I say, because I work with kids and you see kids playing around, horse playing. And when I see kids, the little boys playing with the little girls, I have to really pay attention, because they could overplay with these kids and be grabbing them from the front or grabbing them from the back. And a lot of that's just not acceptable, because that kid can go to their parent and say,
that's a good one right there. That comment too.
Sexual offenders, especially child molesters, are targeted in prison. So they're going to get it regardless. Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to the Church of Hip Hop and Financial Prosperity.
That's true. Like
I want to say something else. Excuse me, real quick, on what Floyd was asking about signs of abuse. Some signs can be anxiety, fear, depression. Like if a child doesn't want to go with someone, pay attention to that. If they don't want to go to someone's house, if they feel uncomfortable dressing or undressing in front of you, those are some signs as well, that there can be some type of sexual abuse. And parents abuse their own children, not just step parents, but biological parents abuse too.
I mean, withdrawal is one of the major
Yes,
signs to look out for.
exactly.
And
Withdraw. You know.
and I remember reading the statistics a few years ago. It said 1 out of every 3 girls are molested. So have to be real mindful. I know boys are molested also. So just be mindful of all your children, man, and look for the signs, like the sister saying, and be on high alert with your children. It's our responsibility to protect them. Be on high alert.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that communication open too. Talk to your children. Pay
Right.
attention to them.
On
Teach
a
them.
daily. Ask them how was their day on a
Yep.
daily basis. When
Make
you
them
see them
comfortable
come
with doing that.
through,
Make
yeah,
them
that's
very
supposed to be a
comfortable with telling you
regular
about
routine.
anything.
Yeah, ask them how their day was in school. Supposed to be a regular routine.
Mm.
We got another comment at the bottom, Mr. J. Walt. My ex from 2006, her 4-year-old daughter was molested by a 10-year-old friend of the family. Wow. See, it ain't always adults. So,
Man.
you got to let your kids be aware, like you say, who's let them know what sexual harassment, what sexual abuse is, and what signs the kids really need to look out for. If they're being touched in a place where they're not being comfortable being touched, that means they need to say something, And it's just sad situation when some of the kids don't get the help they need, because a lot of kids tell their parents and their parents turn them around.
That's what
You
I
know.
was saying earlier. One other thing I want to mention too is parents have to enforce tough love. You just can't let your children spend the night at their friend's house just because, male or female. You can't let them spend the night with relatives just because. Pay attention to how that person act, who's in their household, everything. It's tough love. I know I was tough on my kids. I did not let them spend the night. It was very few people. I can count on one hand how many
Mm.
family members they were allowed to spend the night with. I can't even say if I allowed them to spend the night with any of my friends because I didn't.
Just like that.
So it's tough love at times, but your kids will thank you later.
I remember, tell a quick story. I know my daughters want to spend the night at somebody's house, and my wife brought her over there and ended up spending the night with her. She was there all night because it was so abnormal for us to let our children sleep somewhere else. So she went over there and she knew the lady, so they was talking and ended up spending the night too. She's like, I don't want no incidents. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you got to do it, man.
You
And if
do.
nothing else, bed bugs, man. Don't be bringing that back to the house, man.
All right, y'all. Enough said. We're gonna keep it pushing. Is it really better to give than receive?
Yes, it really is better to give than to receive, especially when you're giving straight from the heart. If you're expecting something in return just because you gave something to someone, then it defeats the purpose. I rather give any day than to receive. Receive is a good thing, but when I'm giving from the heart, it is genuine, so serene. It's who I am as a person. So I believe it's better to give.
Yeah, I piggyback off of that. I do it every day when I give food to the homeless, and I just believe in karma. The good stuff you put out there, it'll come back to you. May not come back to you in the ways you think, but when you get those blessings, you acknowledge those blessings, knowing that you put good energy out there. And that's just how I think it goes. But on one other side of me, I love to receive too. You know what I mean? I love to receive. Don't get it twisted.
Nothing
But
wrong with that.
we're not gonna go there. We're gonna keep it rated G. You know what I mean? But yeah. I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, I love to
That's still
give.
a give and receive type situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and
should
I'm gonna
give
give.
and receive.
Yeah, I'm gonna give. I'm gonna keep giving until I can't give no more. You know what I mean? That's just how I am as a person, and I do believe what comes around goes around. And I believe that good stuff you put out there, you do get it back in return.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's better to give than receive, and I think that all of us should put ourselves in a position to be more of a giving person. You gotta put yourself on a status where you can give and you helping people out. So, and you in that position, that's the best position to be in. You know, I've been on the receiving end, and you know, it's I ain't gonna use the word embarrassing. It's humbling, I guess you would say, because I know the situation I had where I was trying to follow the complete independence from the Caucasians job, and you know, it worked out to a degree, but you know, it was hard on my family, and people was buying groceries for my family, so I was in that receiving position, and then I committed myself to putting myself on the other side to where I can help people out that's trying to do that, to be the giver of those that's trying to, you know, move to a different level. So put yourself in that position is what I'm trying to say. And real quick, Mr. Walk, you know, he's on the sideline. He gonna comment everything. I don't know what he meant, but he said, "Nice shirt, Mr. JC."
Salute, baby.
Okay,
You know
worldwide.
what it
Okay,
is.
yes, sir. Okay, I didn't even catch that. But we also got another comment from the Church of Hip Hop. Some people will use the fact that they're given as leverage. Intentions is the key. Ooh, man, I wish the brother could come on here and elaborate on that some more.
That's like Abraham talking about, look, if I give him something, you know, he's gonna say that he made this as opposed to me doing this, and this is mine. So I mean, you know, that's one of those things where, you know, intentions, I get that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I always say that the bottom line is the bottom line, though. You know, if you can use something to do something good with it, just take it. Don't give a damn how they feel about it.
Hey, also real quick, I put the link in the chat if you want to come on the show. You know, I believe that's our good brother that's chiming in over there. You know, if you want to come on the show, click on the link, brother.
That definitely sounds like Born.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You was about to say something, Pooh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really better to give. I mean, if you're really giving from the heart, you know, truly. But you got people nowadays that's going out here doing things like helping, you know, serving the homeless and stuff like that. But the thing is, they want to take pictures of it. They want to put it up on social media. They want to get accolades for it. That's not giving from the heart. That's giving because you want to get something. You want to get some type of recognition for it. People that give for real, they just give anonymously, and they just go on about their business. They know they help the next person, and they don't look for anything in return, especially in the accolades. Because if you're really helping a person, you don't look for anything. In fact, the truest way to help a person is helping the person that you can help that cannot help you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Well, my whole take on it is, you know, you know, giving is better. I always think of it like investment. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can receive $5 or you can invest $5. And it's not an issue about what you're going to get back later. It's basically about how you pay it forward. So, I mean, I just believe in the impact of charity, of being decent, of helping, that, you know, it's all coming back on you. So, I mean, it's just better when everybody's doing well as opposed to just you anyway. So that's where I come from, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, it's always like I say, it's a good habit to start getting into the giving of giving, I guess you could say. Like I say, my recyclables, I save my recyclables. When the big old trash bag is full, I take it down to the trash dumpster and leave it. And I bless somebody else with it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think not all money is good money. And like I say, any kind of way you can give back to the community, you should try to do so. You know.
That's right.
But we gonna keep it moving, y'all. Like I said, I appreciate it if y'all continue to like, share, and subscribe to the Focus Up channel. Thank you for waking up with us this morning. We really appreciate your time. And we're gonna keep this show rolling. Shout outs. Okay, we gonna pause for a minute and do some shout outs. Muhammad Meats.
Pause.
Homies Way Car Club. Tunnel Vision, Black August Studios, Wukusu, Wake Up, Clean Up, Stand Up, Disney Magical Adventures, as well as La Brea Trucking. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Focus Up Show. Appreciate y'all support. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to the show. And We got our artists, Kilo 2, KELO, 2 eyes on the end, and Nola J. You can find their music on all music platforms. Thank you, fellas, for supporting the Focus Up Show. And we gonna keep it moving with that. Anybody else got any more shout outs?
Real quick. Want to bring we got a special guest joining the show with us.
There we go.
A former guest, Mr. Born Allah. Welcome to the show, brother.
Welcome back, fam.
I'll always be calling me out, man. I have to run out. They calling.
Morning.
Good morning. Yeah, man. This is a hell of a thing, man. Give and receive, man. I gotta think, man. Intentions is, man. You have to think, man. When y'all watch them old shows about people selling their souls to the devil is giving you something.
Whew.
You know what I'm saying? The devil is
right.
something. So sometimes the devil will use that as leverage, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, we did this for you, and people would do the same. And the problem that I have is that I had a in-law that was super, and I wasn't too crazy about the woman and shit. But during this time, we had a real sick relative. He was helping and participating, taking her to chemo and things of that nature. And everybody was like, "Oh wow, you know, you're really wrong about this person. Look how she's helping out." And I said, "Yeah, devil will help you, man. You know what I'm saying? Wait for colors to come out." And eventually she used that stuff that, oh, I did this, to put out so many opinions about things like how much is in the insurance policy, what you going to give my family. You know what I'm saying? She used the fact that she participated during the illness as leverage, like that she was justified in something. So sometimes y'all have to keep that in mind, man. You know, receive is all about intentions. You know what I'm saying? It's about people being pure in heart. The devil will give you the world and stuff, man, but they want your soul in return. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like, oh, it's just always better to give, and that is so cliche. You know what I'm saying? That is so cliche. Because keeping in mind, the devil is offering you stuff all the time. If you go back to the Bible and the story in the Bible, the snake told Eve, he said, God told you not to eat that apple because you'll be like him, a God. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep that in mind, man. Intention is the key. And that's what you never know, a person's intention. Somebody, they will always come as a helping hand because now you're deceived that this person is a friend. And then when they come back for whatever reward based off of what they gave you, you know what I'm saying? What they did for you is that leverage they've invested in you doing for them now.
And I got a counter for that as well. That's absolute. Where you come from, that's 100. But I always say this: despite what they think they're gonna get, despite whatever, you can still use what you need to use to do what you need to do. So don't necessarily limit yourself to the intentions of snakes. Bottom line is, you know.
No, it's my point is that they're gonna use whatever tools it is in order to get what they want. And sometimes giving to you might be a tool that they're using for an agenda that goes down the line.
You just have to be careful because you never know, the intentions might come out way down the line though.
Word.
That's the only thing. You just have to be careful.
Absolutely. And like I said, you know, in my experience with the in-law that was, you know, doing what they was doing, this family member lived for a long time that they did all these things. And like I said, nobody liked this in-law during the course, but when she started helping out and everybody was like, oh wow, we were all wrong about her, and I was in the corner like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to fool me, you know what I'm saying? Like I know it's going to come out eventually. It came out, everybody was like, see, you was right, because they was using it as leverage. So I just say that a lot of times we get so caught up in the cliche things, cliche answers. Oh, it's great to give, and I'm like, it works either or, because you know a devil's going to use whatever tools that they have to utilize and to convince you. So, you know, on that note, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all see, I'm a real fan, man. I'm up in my head with the show going, and then when y'all weekend, I had to go in and take the cream off my head.
hey, Mr. Boy Nala, we got a topic that might be near and dear to you. I was wondering if you could stick around for that topic that we got coming up.
Let's see. I'm with it, man. Let's rock out.
All right, so we probably let's see, Mr. JC, do you want to get to that? Because I know.
Yeah, we could step into that one and do number 3 next.
Okay.
The topic we've been a dialogue on is rap music getting too real.
Yes, sir. And so the premise of that is based off of these artists today. You know, they you know, with the murders and the drill rap primarily, where they kill and they rapping about it. And real rap, I used to think that gangster rap was real, but now when I look back, I'm like, they was just acting. You know what I'm saying? The ones today, oh man, bro.
Yeah,
Well,
like I said, they went from storytelling to telling.
Woo! Just like that.
It was about the drill scene, man, and I just really started doing some research about it, man, and really getting into it because you have the drill in Chicago, you have it also in New York, especially in the Bronx and stuff like that. So what I think is that the streets and hip hop always walked hand in hand. I think there always was an intimate relationship, but I think now though the streets is utilizing hip hop as a tool to promote and the gangbang on. Like before, it was never like that. People would portray gangbang persona in the music, but now people are actually using the gangbang to push their line now. Because if you, especially if you pay attention to the drill music and stuff like that, they're articulating the killings, and a lot of the beef comes from the songs that's put out. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like in a different thing. Like I think the streets and the gang violence is utilizing hip hop more to promote their line and push their line more so than hip hop is using it. And the reason why I say that, because hip hop can go in so many different worlds, you know, but you have these young gangsters and young hood dudes that's utilizing this music form and this genre in order to push their line, man. So it's more so that the real stuff the real gangsters are rapping now compared to you had gangster rappers. Now you got real gangsters that's rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Gangsters versus gangster rappers.
Exactly. Especially when you look at that drill stuff, man, because you know, it's super personal. Whereas in, your homie got, let's just give you an example. The homie got shot in front of Mike's liquor store. And and I came out with a song articulating, yeah, we caught your nigga slipping over there in front of Mike's. He was on the bike and he got that like, and and it's not even, and then they put it on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? It's hashtagging you in it. And like, it's just in a different, the gangbanging stuff and what these young people are doing are utilizing the music as well as social media to promote and the gangbang on. People are gangbanging on these platforms now. So like that's really like the difference, you know what I'm saying? Because you can get a rap artist that puts on a facade and be a rapper. But these guys are pushing the line in social media and in hip hop, which I think that's what we've never seen before. People would bang they set before, but people wasn't pushing their line, like talking about your dead homies, where he got popped at, who popped him, what he popped him with. Like you got to think what type of anger that got to instill into a person. My homeboy died, and here I am listening to a dude doing a song, telling all the details of how my homie got killed. How that has the innately like. You got to do something about that because y'all done killed my homie and you're promoting it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're promoting it on, and I know who you talking about. Yeah, homie, such and such did the whoop wop and got you like that has to strike a certain kind of chord. So like that's the difference now is that the gang banging and the gang culture are utilizing the genre and these platforms to push their line. And before it was like, we come up in the days, man, where like, silence was the best thing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really was promoting that we did this type of stuff. These young is dry snitching on themselves about murder.
Yeah, they just snitching.
Look, what happened to censors? What happened to, back in the day when NWA was coming out, you had Public Enemy, World Class Wrecking Crew. You had a lot of rappers coming out back then, and then once they started, saying F the police, okay, that's when they had something to say about that, which I understand. But at the same time, you didn't hear people on the radio claiming their neighborhoods. And I think once the man upstairs starts seeing that it was beneficial to let rappers disrespect each other and claim their neighborhoods on the radio because that helps them kill each other more, that's when they started letting that stuff be okay, because they saw that it was a tool to get people to go get our people going against one another,
or at least make them money. I mean, it probably
and
a little bit of both.
At the same time, make them millions of dollars. You know, you couldn't find a song on the radio back then with them even making a curse word on there, let alone disrespecting somebody.
Right. All those things was like novelties back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we had Banging on Wax, that series that existed. And even, you know, and that was the only time that you actually heard somebody say they
Schoolie D. Schoolie D started off Parkside Killing.
So like it's rare. And then even then, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we didn't know what they were claiming. Like when I think about MC8, I don't ever remember him saying what hood he was from, although I knew where he was from. Same thing with Quick. I knew what hood. Dub C in the Mad Circle. I knew what hood was they from, but I can't remember any songs. But it was like, fool, this such and such, such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like that line was never pressed before. It's just a different era now. Like, oh, these young boys is putting all of that information out there. Outside, I mean, as far as where they from, who they ops is, the opposition is, and who they murking. You know, like they really are putting it all out there, man, and really dry snitching on themselves, which is really the sad thing. That's why you got that stuff going on right now in Atlanta with them dudes getting hit with the Rico case, Young Thug and Gunna and stuff like that, man.
You gonna talk about it? You gonna use it against you? What you about to say, El Pooh?
I was gonna say, remember back in the day when NWA was getting radio play? They had two versions. Like Dope Man had one version of the regular version, but on the radio version, it was like, "Hey, Dope Man, no, that's not me." The street version, "Hey, Dope Man," it was a difference. It was a balance back in the day. We don't have that balance, and we don't self-censor like I think JC was saying. We don't censor ourselves no more, you know. And then. Even back in those days, it kind of had a message. They was talking about the streets, but sometimes they was talking about the end game, death or prison. Also, they don't talk about now. You murder, kill, nigga, all day long, and there's no consequence in the music.
Yeah, but let them say something about killing a Jew.
What? They'll cut it.
Now you done started some whole other thing. First,
let them say something about. Let them say something about killing another race. You know what I mean? Let them say something like that. Let them say something like that and watch how quick they get censored.
I'm gonna say something on a different level. I'm gonna talk about the question on hand is rap getting real. Yes, because now every female think they have a WAP thanks to Cardi B. So these female rappers, Cardi B, Trina, Lil Kim, all of them got these women twisted. So rap is getting real. These women out here rapping are making all these women feel sexist and feel like they just have it going on. So I'm just going to look at it from a female point of view. I'm not going to get into the gangster rap and the men because we know the reality of that. I just want to put it out there that females are sending messages as well to women, and they're not positive messages because working in the medical field, not being like that. I just want to put out there, all of you women do not have a WAP.
Well, they do have a WAP, but it's just whack ass pussy.
Public service announcement.
Yeah, but the answer to the question, yes, it's real, a little bit too real.
Yeah, it's a dead end. And I think they need to check the subtext and find out what's the end results of trying to be a gangster rapper, because I don't know why our generation, younger generation, feel that's the only outlet that they have is to rap. It's just a bad outlook, and it's becoming to a point to where you can see itself so self-destructing that how's rappers dying all of a sudden? Rappers is dying like 5 a year now. I mean, at a high rate. I mean, at a high rate, and they leaving their families behind, you know, stuck. Just stuck, man. You know, because they was feeding their families. Now they can't feed their families no more. And the whole direction's finna go this way. You know what I mean? And it's senseless, man, because, you know, 9 times out of 10, the rapper that's getting killed is, you know, somebody in their entourage that started something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the two most dangerous professions right now are politicians and rappers.
No,
Politicians' husbands.
I believe that. I believe that. Like I say, it's just a bad situation where, you know, when is it going to stop? When are they going to stop rapping about jewelry, and when are they going to stop glorifying cars? And I mean, it's like that year after year. Who's going to rap about something that makes some sense?
Right.
Floyd, what you got to say, brother?
I have an answer to that. They're gonna stop when people stop listening to it.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was about to say. Stop listening. Stop purchasing.
We'll stop listening to it if it wasn't just thrown in our face all the time, though. It's not like I'm going to, you know, listen to the stuff. It's just every time you turn on the radio, it's there. You know, if you turn on the TV, it's there. It's just there.
But
you got to come.
A lot of these young people are, you know, only digging this type of music is the difference is that when we were coming up, we had no control on what was played on the radio. When I got in the car, I listened to whatever my mom or my daddy or my grandmother or my auntie was listening to. Same thing in the house, unless I was particularly in my room. With these young people now is that when they get in, like when my kids get in the car, they got their headphones on. So a lot of the problem with these young people is that they don't have musical backbone that we had growing up, because only thing they know is the present, and then they move forward from there. Compared to us, who was listening to a lot of older stuff, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why a lot of our hip hop was so sample based, because we were privy to so much old music, and was like, oh, I'd rhyme over this, I rhyme over that. These young people don't have that type of nostalgia. That's why even if you listen to the stuff that they're sampling now, it's stuff in their lifetime sampling, compared to we would sample stuff that was before our lifetime. So a lot of these young people are not privy and doesn't have the musical backbone that the generation before them had, because all they know is the present moving forward. They have no past that's nurturing their musical taste moving forward. So, you know, a lot of it is parents taking control of what they're listening to, and a lot of that is by, hey, you in the car, take them goddamn headphones off, pay attention to what's going on around you, and I'm playing these OJs right now, so sit back and relax.
Hey, that's a good pivot to the next topic about the respect, because that kind of plays over there. You know, this generation has a completely different concept of respect for the prior generation. I mean, we kind of admired and respected, you know, that music of the oldies and stuff like that. And they just basically like, you know, we just need to go run into a corner and just die and disappear, as far as they're concerned.
And just to give you an example of the lack of respect, like I went to, I think it was maybe the year before last, and just being, I guess, a OG or a parent in the bleachers and kids around me, knowing I'm here, still cussing and stuff like that. Like, I remember back in my day, like, you know, if we noticed, like, I said a cuss word, somebody would be like, yo, such and such mama's sitting here. Oh, my bad.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That energy does not exist with these young people. Going to carry on the way they would carry on in front of their peers, let alone their elders. You know what I'm saying? So that lack of respect is definitely not there. Like, you know, and I'm a good dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ain't care, but I knew when I was in front of certain people, I couldn't say and act a certain kind of way.
And that was taboo.
Excuse me.
First lady, let's go.
I want Boyne to hold off on the respect topic, but I wanted you to go back to that comment from LeBrea Trucking, because what he said was kind of like on point. But I want Boyne to stick around for our respect topic, because he's going into there.
Okay. So, mommy, I don't want to be a rapper. I don't want to die. Okay. Is that what the children out there saying now? The little youngsters?
That's what they want to start saying. Need to start with the right mindset. All these feelings will veer them off. The ones that are not trying to be gangsters.
Okay.
So we need more clean rap for these children.
But the conscious rappers are not getting airplay.
Not at all.
the conscious rappers that's trying to talk to the young youth about positivity.
Hold on, Mr. JC. You saying they not getting airplay? Everything is on the internet. It's what the people want to hear.
Yeah.
If people don't want to hear conscious, they ain't gonna click that link. You can go to YouTube and watch anybody's video. So if they don't want to see it, they don't want to see it.
Right.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
stuck in the 80s.
What's promoted
It ain't the
in
radio no
regular
more.
mediums.
Go ahead. Well,
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead,
stuck
Mr.
in
T,
the 80s.
Mr. Nice Guy. What you say?
No, he's talking about, but also what's promoted in your regular mediums. I understand that everybody's got these alternatives that they can listen to, but the stuff that's easier to listen to, that's going to be promoted more. That's all that is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you have to keep in mind that you have the social media stuff. So you have all these platforms that are talking about these situations. Oh, this person's dissing this person. Oh, let me go find the song. So like there's a certain type of media that's pushing people to go find these songs and listen to this stuff and help, you know, promote it, because all of the outlets is talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear the outlets talking about, oh, such and such is out there giving out turkeys and feeding the homeless. That's not what the blog is talking about. So a lot of it, like you did say, it is, the YouTube, and it ain't the radio necessarily, but it's also, you have to incorporate what social media is pushing and what they're articulating, which is forcing them and driving them to the music. You know what I'm saying? And listening to these songs like, oh, such and such just did this person. Like right now, the new big thing is, which isn't gangster stuff, but everybody's talking about the comments Drake made about the Megan Thee Stallion situation, that type of stuff. So it'd be those type of things like that clickbait that these social medias put out.
So it sound like you saying what I'm waiting to say, but it sound like you going in that direction as far as being the lit media. You got to get lit. If you're a conscious rapper, you got to step out there and become interested and make people want to hear what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? You are responsible for that. The new way the rap is going now, you're responsible for promoting yourself. If you're a conscious rapper, like I say, J. Cole, he's lit. When he come out on something, he gonna kill it, and he can still talk about some N-word stuff, but still go back to the conscious.
Same thing with Kendrick.
Kendrick also, yes, sir. So you got to get lit. If you want conscious rap to survive, you got to be lit. And I think as the older people, our responsibility is to make it appealing to the youth. So when they do get into that artistic role, that they want to push that role. If you raise, like for example, if you were in the Nation of Islam and you raising a FOI son, and he could get out there and he get lit, and he gonna always want to interweave that his teachings into the music. So you got y'all rappers, if y'all conscious rappers, y'all got to get lit. That's what I'm gonna say. Young people, get lit and push the conscious. Yes, sir.
And if you're a conscious rapper out there, don't hire no gangster rap. Don't put no gangster rapper on your label if you're a conscious rapper.
Right.
Okay, so where we at? Are we on the respect one right now?
Yeah, we gonna move to RESPECT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
El Poo?
Uh-oh.
I'm off El Poo.
Uh-oh. Let's go, El Poo.
8 minutes left.
Okay. Let me just correct you. It's IRS and EBT.
Oh, shit.
An old man back in the day told me respect is the greatest thing in the world. And it made me on me because it really is. In order to respect anything, you got to understand how to respect yourself. So if you have self-respect, it's easy to respect the next person. Now, respect is something that's kind of like old-fashioned. It's not really, we was already talking about how the youth don't respect what we used to back in our days, and our generations and stuff. But the problem with that is it's all by design, I think. Because I'm thinking, I wasn't around, but back in the 50s, 60s, maybe early 50s, 60s, around that time, black people wasn't really using the word nigga. It didn't really start until around the 70s, like the black exploitation, whatever, Superflies and all that stuff. Then everybody started calling each other nigga. And that's where the respect started falling off. And then fast forward to today, look where we are now. I don't want to say too much because I know we short on time. So go ahead, y'all.
Let's go. Respect. What is it? What does it mean? Where does it go? Let's go. Who will speak on it? Mr. Nice Guy. Nice
I
guy.
get on with it, but
Say that again.
No, I already talked about it. I mean, the bottom line is, it comes down to the parents, man. You got to put pressure on these kids to function a certain way. I mean, we kind of failed this generation. I remember a generation where Muggs was walking around with African medallions and all this other stuff. And somehow the next generation just ended up, Molly's and this, that, and the other. And it's, it's just like, that's a failure to. That failure disconnects something there. But I mean, you got to ingrain respect for your elders. You got to respect the culture, the things that came before you. It's okay to have your thing, but that other thing is pretty cool too.
Hey,
hold on. One thing about those medallions and everything, that was only like 3 years, from 89 to about 92.
It was a moment. My point is that they cared about it, even if it didn't mean anything, even if it was like Korean or whatever SWAT people exploiting black people's the next fad. My point is that they were drawn. That fad was a whole lot nicer than the fad to just like shooting and killing. So
hey, real quick. Only thing I want to say on respect. We had a guest on here a few weeks ago, Kilo 2. His words was, respect is everything. That's all I want to say on respect.
I think the reason the lack of respect is because the consequences is no more for these young people, man. When that thing where, you getting your ass whooped wasn't the consequence no more. when parents decided to be when we started getting to the point where parents wanted to be your friend instead of being your parent, I think when the respect started going away, because there's no consequence. A lot of the respect is that if I don't give it, there's a consequence. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Start losing the consequence. The point that, for instance, like I gave you guys that example and shit about when I was at Hamilton and the people cussing. Now, I said, hey, watch your mouth. There's adults sitting here. Then it was like, oh, shit, okay. We have to be able to speak up. You know what I'm saying? The average one of us will probably hear them kids cussing and be like, I can't believe they sitting over here cussing like that and see me over here. But I'm the motherfucker that's going to be like, hey, my woman's sitting here, respecting my woman sitting here, little boy. Don't be out here cussing like that. Take that someplace else.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm with all the smoke.
It's consequences for me.
So I think that's what it is right now. Is that as
your kids?
Adults, right? Exactly. As adults, as elders, we have to call them out. I think we'll call it out when it escalates. Oh, they're killing each other, and we screaming and crying now. But the little things, you know what I'm saying? That whole, if I was on my block doing wrong, the neighbor across the street who saw me doing wrong would call me out on it. Like, we don't have that no more, that village mentality that I care. Like, I see you doing wrong and I care. And I'm not even your parent. You see what I'm saying? That's where the respect comes from.
We got to give them something to respect, actually. Yes.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it is calling them out on it, man. One of the reasons why I say Mr. and Mrs. such and such now, and y'all probably know Philip Cox. I grew up with him. He lived right across the street. One day I was out in front of the building playing, and his mom walked by, and I said, hey, how you doing, Loretta? She told my ass up.
First name basis?
Man.
Up.
Man.
Like, at this point now, I don't call no elder by their name. If I do, I'll call them Miss Loretta if I know their first name and don't know their last.
That's right.
Like, told my ass up to the point it changed me forever. Changed me forever. So I think that's really what it is now, man. Calling them out on it and having a consequence for the wrongdoings, man. And
That's what's up, y'all. And I know in that respect, word, you got to give it to earn it, and I'm willing to die for mine. At the same time, I got to give it if I'm willing to die for it. You know what I mean?
Hey. Oh, go ahead.
But
go ahead. I want to get to speaking of respect. How about them Lakers? Let's talk on. We got 1 minute. Let's go. Them Lakers. Are they gonna make it to the playoffs?
You need to respect 17 championships.
Are they gonna make it?
Die, man. Do or die, man. We're gonna make it, man.
Do or die. Yes, sir. Born not lie. Them Lakers.
I went open the night, my dude, and I was in there like, ugh.
Hey, First Lady
I
J,
don't
you
know,
watch
man.
the Lakers? Go ahead, go ahead.
Wishful thinking, my dude. Wishful
Yeah.
thinking. We was talking about people giving stuff and shit, man. So if the devil want to sell get my soul and shit, man, I might get man. Let the Lakers win. You know?
First Lady, you watch the Lakers?
I have not watched them this season. Poor me.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. El
mm.
Pooh.
Yeah, well, look, what I want to say about the Lakers is
Yo, he just started tapping my phone like that.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
We're gonna be all right, man. Lakers gonna be all right.
Hey, we're gonna end the show on that one. That was a good one, El Pooh. We out of here.
All right, for the Focus Up Show. I appreciate y'all tapping in. El Pooh, Mr. X, Miss First Lady J, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Bourne. Focus up, y'all.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy yourselves this weekend.
You too, brother.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Peace.